Good night, everyone. Welcome to Karat Tips and Tricks, Season 2020, Episode 13. Tonight is the 27th of March in 2020, and tonight we are going to be looking a little bit about using links on social media. The approach is going to be a little bit different tonight from prior sessions. The state of the world is unprecedented. We have more persons who may have to be staying at home in many different countries, and even in Trinidad and Tobago, where I am based. So before that screen comes up, I'll say a little bit for those of you who are on the call or watching on the recording. My name is Michael Amann, as you can see. I am the team leader of the Karat Caribbean Gold Savings Club. We're really more than a club, we're more of a family. We are linked with persons from various regions, not only in the Caribbean, but internationally. But we do have a leadership team that work together to help share the importance of preserving the wealth for the future. And we show one source of facilitating the preservation of this wealth is with Karat International. So tonight we are looking at using social media. But before we even get into that, just wanted to step back a little bit and to ask the question, why home-based business? Many persons are at home right now. In fact, internationally, in almost every country you go to, the government are mandating that people stay at home. Persons cannot go out to work, especially if they are not providing an essential service to their community. While some governments are looking to provide some form of social assistance to help persons who are affected by having to stay at home in terms of not getting any income, the taxi drivers, the domestic workers, and so on. Whatever they're getting is essentially a handout. While some restaurants are big enough to continue to operate at this time, there's some that are unable to sustain this length of time without being able to open their doors. So we want to look at a little bit about why home-based businesses, right? One main obvious reason to have a home-based business is to have supplemental income, even without the COVID-19 situation that is currently being experienced the world over. Many persons are really running and stretching themselves thin to get all of their needs met. People are burning the candles at both ends. People are complaining they're working the 8 to 4 or 9 to 5 or whatever industry they work in, and they are not getting enough income to meet all of their needs. They don't even have enough to save, much less to cover their needs. They cannot go to vacations, so they continue to being stressed out. And of course, some of them may have children, they may have families, and they may want to have something for them to keep for their education for the future. So they need supplemental income. So they need to have a plan B. So that should anything impact that main income, there is a plan B to fall back on. I usually give the story of of what happened with myself in 2011 when my card was hacked. And my debit card, that is, I went to purchase groceries for my family. And when I went to use it, this was right after I got paid on my job. And my card was declined. I did not have a plan B to fall back on at the time. Well, I had my savings, but my savings were used up because my card was hacked. Someone stole the information on my debit card, made a duplicate, and they took out the monies from my bank account. So I had to use up my savings, which was temporary because savings is a fixed amount that is there. Once that is gone, it's gone. I did not have a plan B to fall back on, some form of residual income. And it changed my mind about looking at home-based businesses. Before that time, I was working already at a job already. Why do a home-based business? To have a plan B, right? And of course, one of the things that persons did not foresee at the time is that in the past couple of years, not only in the region and locally in my country, in Trinidad and Tobago, but even internationally, many countries have been facing severe economic challenges. Several companies had to do some readjustments and restructuring, resulting in retrenchments. We've had retrenchments by the thousands in the year 2018, 2019 in Trinidad and Tobago, and even going into 2020. Some businesses were closing down. Some persons were reducing the amount of staff they had. And on top of that, there were neighboring countries that were facing severe economic situations, such as from Venezuela, and even persons from countries that were hit by hurricane and other natural disasters. And they came to Trinidad and Tobago, thus adding to the amount of people within the country looking to get an income, looking for some way to meet their family's needs and their personal needs. And retrenchments and economic situations are thus reducing the amount of persons that are available for jobs to hire them. Persons then need to have to look at some way to provide a goods or services that people want so that they can get their income. And of course, we are now facing this national lockdown. This was unprecedented and no one could have foreseen this. But having a plan B, in fact, having a home-based business is something that will actually thrive during lockdowns. Because when people are home, you can do business. Therefore, having a home-based business is something that is essential and can help persons who are affected, whose home income is affected. We just had a panorama, the news on our local channels in Trinidad and Tobago on the news, where the Downtown Merchants Association president was on air, and he was speaking about persons losing jobs. Not the lockdowns is not just a temporary measure until for about 3 or 4 weeks, where persons are not to go out anywhere. Persons are actually losing jobs. They have a loss of income. How can they then supply their family's needs? And in a case of a national emergency, whether it's from a lockdown or a national disaster, how can you provide for your family? These are some of the reasons why you need to have, we highly recommend that persons look at having a home-based business to supplement their income. So now that we established the importance of having a home-based business, we want to ask the question, well, what is the qualifications to enter with a home-based business? Unlike a traditional job, many jobs people would have to study years for. They would have to study to get qualifications, to get the passes, to get their BScs, a bachelor's degree, to get their master's degree, sometimes to get a skill, to get certifications from certain organizations to show and confirm that, that they have the relevant subjects and they have the relevant ability to do certain jobs. And when you're in a situation like I just explained, some persons have a lot of degrees to their names and they cannot get a job. The home-based business does not require you to have a qualification other than the willingness to provide a good or service that people want. That's it. You find a goods or services that people are interested in, and you share to them. That's the only qualification you need, is basically a desire to start. Now, some people may look at other types of businesses, such as franchises or other types of self-employment, doing the double stand, being a doctor, lawyer. While those are businesses based on yourself, and you can basically start that up. For some of those things, yes, you need skills for the doubles vendors, and some of those skills, you need to have a food badge. You need to have some qualifications still to allow you to operate in those areas. But a home-based business, and particularly some types of affiliate marketing business, such as Karat bars is involved in, you don't need to have qualifications. And it is an option that you can use for residual income. What is the service? The service is financial education. What is the product? The product is gold or crypto. Basically, the service is to allow persons to save their wealth, especially as we are entering in an uncertain time. Save their wealth for the future, and you can earn by helping others to save their wealth. Isn't saving the wealth, especially at the time when many countries are implementing measures to increase their national debt, that will result in a deflationary situation? And people are saying this Great Depression that will be following this will be even worse. Isn't it important for persons to save wealth, especially at this time? It's very important. And you don't need qualifications. You just need to be the willingness to basically, you need to know how to basically click, register, upload your KYC documents, and boom, you have your home-based business and you can help others to preserve their wealth. It's very important at this time. You don't need qualifications like the others. So yes, we say, come, consider having a home-based business. How many persons do you know? I'm speaking generally. You can watch the news. How many persons do you hear about would be losing their jobs in this situation? And even when things return to normal, that would be affected in a situation, if a situation were to recur, or in the case of a national disaster or something, they need to have something that will carry them through. That's why a home-based business would be very helpful for them. All right, so we established the fact that home-based business is something that is very vital and can be very useful to anyone. Now, why would we want to use social media then? We can, well, why can't we just call people on the phone and talk to them? Why social media? Well, here's a very interesting thing, right? Communication methods have changed over time. We know that in the early days, when you want to communicate outside of your local community, in certain tribes in certain parts of the world, India, Africa, China, people actually use drums to communicate at one time. And of course, when they could meet with each other, they would talk and they could speak. And then over time, it's only so much people you can talk to. The phone came into being, and you could speak to persons all over the world on the phone, right? And the thing is, with all of these things, all of these are really tools, right? That you can use to speak to someone else, and it's how you use the tool that is important. Social media has basically arisen within the last, within this millennium, actually. The social media has really risen in adoption by many persons, not just the youth, but by all ages of life. My dad is in his late 70s, and he is very heavily involved in social media, for example. So it's out there and it's ready for people to use, right? Now, some persons may say, you know, and I'll just make a mention on this. Well, I don't like Facebook. People waste too much time on Facebook. I would say consider this. When the phones came out, I remember when the house phone was a luxury. Not everybody had a phone in their house. And when more persons started to get phones, people would be on the phone and they'd be talking non-stop, especially teenagers. When I was a teenager, not me myself, but my friends, they would pick up the phone and they would be speaking for hours about nothing. And did that cause people to say, I don't want a phone? No, because the phone was also used in businesses. In many businesses, people would use the phone to contact their clients, contact their customers, or to call service suppliers, to call their suppliers, to call their customers, to call the business partners, and so on, to ensure that the business continued. People are saying some of the same things about Facebook and Instagram now. People are wasting time on Facebook. People are just chatting and they're not doing anything productive. So I don't want Facebook. It's not what other people do, it's what you do with the tool. Do you know that you can use social media as a business as opposed to just being personal, all right? And especially with a home-based business, the social media is one way to reach people, even more than the phone. There are some persons who don't have any landline phones in their house. Again, look how time has changed. People were struggling to get landlines in their landline phones in their homes. The people don't have landline phones anymore. And even with the normal telephone, some people prefer not to use the phone. People are more on social media than talking to people physically now. It is just a means of communication. That's the way it is. Okay? So why would we want to use social media? And what are the other forms of communication people may have? Who are the other people that may be interested in our business? Some people say, okay, well, I'll just talk to my family about my business. But the thing is, you only have a certain number of people in your family. That's it. Some people have small families, some people have large families. But however large it is, there's still a limit to how much persons you can talk to. So say, okay, you have your friends. Some people have gathered, have made close friends over the years. But even that, they'll be limited in how much persons they can talk to over time. So you go to your work colleagues. Some, of course, persons are, while they may not be as close as friends, work colleagues are people you interact with in the office. So some people, you may meet them once in a while, once in a week, or if you're out on if your jobs are outdoors, there's certain people you will interact with over time. Even that, there's a limit to how much persons you may know. Then acquaintances, person you may meet at the store, person at the shopping mall, a business owner, the doubles vendor. These are acquaintances that you may meet. But again, even when you take into consideration all of these people, there's a limit to how much persons that you will know, right? So some persons may actually go to telemarketing. Now, telemarketing is using the phone, and they would just pick up the phone and they would call numbers at random. And you may actually have received calls not only from persons within the country, but even internationally. There are call centers dedicated to calling people out of the blue. We get calls from from strange places, from USA, from Isle of Man, from Greece, from Russia, asking you to take part in some business that you never heard about. How did they get your number? We don't know. And this is happening even before the days of social media, because people would pay for phone books from different countries of the world, and they would call people at random to tell them about a business. And that's spammy, and nobody takes them on, okay? Then, of course, there's email marketing, where same way, persons who got telephone numbers, there's some people who gather email addresses from many different sources and just send emails in batch to persons. This is called actually spam, and many modern email programs and services block many of these messages and put them in a spam folder. Of course, you can tell people about the business by taking out an ad in a newspaper, but of course that is costly. It takes some money. And even though you may get circulation, newspaper with a circulation of thousands, hundreds of thousands, the responses are not always guaranteed. And you would continue to spend your money, even though it is a neat way to increase awareness, and I have done it in the past as well. It does cost. Some persons can print flyers and stuff it in newspapers, go around, put it in boxes. Many people will actually take these flyers and dump it. It is also costly, and it is literally money being thrown away. You can speak to people in the hotel lobbies, just go and talk to people, but you may be considered loitering, and especially when you're talking about business in a place, some people may not like that. Social media does have some advantages over all of the above. And what part of the reasons for that is that we are expanding our comfort zone. You see, for those methods above, especially the first 3 or 4, if we only speak to persons that we know, which is the warm market, then the growth of our business will be limited. And then there's some persons, while you may be able to take out an ad or print flyers, as the case may be, some persons may have the resources to advertise. Some persons will not have those resources. Some persons will not be able to afford that. Some persons are so busy on their jobs or busy whatever it is they do, they don't have time to go out and meet people physically. And even if they do, many persons are not receptive to strangers. How would you feel if someone would just walk up to you and say, hey, join my business? You don't know them. That is not going to be very effective at all. So you cannot do the same to others, just like that. In fact, studies show that persons are more willing to do business with people that they already know, more than persons that they don't know. Even today, I was pretty busy on the road. I also have a personal business called The Computer Guy. And persons can easily walk into a store and buy a laptop. But because they know of my services and history in the past, and they know me and they know what I do, they called me to order laptops from me because they're willing to do business with me because they already know me, right? So as part of social media marketing, there is a strategy really to expand our warm market. We can convert the strangers, the persons that we meet in social media, we convert them to friends, and then those friends to be part of our business family. So that's the 3S. Convert well, 2S really. Convert strangers to friends, and then friends to family, or friends to business associates. Okay, that is the how we approach social media when we want to market, when we want to talk to others, especially in these days. So we're going to look at a little bit about how to share. When we're doing this sharing, we are actually going to be expanding our influence. The area of operation you see in white is what people will generally want to do. You know, some people have challenges. Well, say, I don't know much people. I cannot do business. I can't talk. I don't know much people. I'm not charismatic. I don't know much about the business, or all that sort of stuff. You don't really need to worry about all of that. Key thing when you're dealing with social media is that everybody may have an area of interest. Okay, so you would have a certain skill or certain talent or certain passion that you may have. Area of influence would be persons that you know that share that same passion, or persons that you will have influence over. It could be your parent, your family, stuff like that. You can have or people who are very much, who follow you a lot, and you can influence them. There may be other persons in the gray area that you may not know that also have a similar area of interest. All right, and if we want to reach out to persons, if we do something that is of interest to other people that don't know you, you can actually expand your area, expand your circle of influence, so to speak, to other persons so they can get to know you. If you, for example, like to take pictures and you are a photographer, say, or you just like beautiful scenery, and then you happen to be browsing and you come across a beautiful scenery by someone, and you see some other posts of that person, and you say, hey, this person takes really nice pictures. I wonder what camera lens they use. And you start to follow them. You have just been expanded in their circle of influence, because they are influencing you. They're not telling you what to do, but they are saying, hey, they have an influence on you. They make you feel good. So in a similar way, we need to expand our area of interest to others so that we can attract them. This is something that is actually referred to as social attraction, right? So what we would need to do in social media in particular, when we communicate, and we don't just go and post our business, tell people about our business just like that on our homepage. That's like standing up in the middle of a crowd and shouting, hey, everybody come join my business. Nobody's going to take you on, because there's so much things going on, especially in these days with coronavirus and different things. What are people interested in now? Would we talk about going to the beach? We can't talk about going to the beach and making plans to go to the beach when everybody's locked down. You can talk about things that you do when you're locked down. If you say, well, if you do a list, for example, the top 5 things to do when I'm at home, and you probably put organize the house, clean up the room, watch TV. Think of a list, you put it out there, and you get engagement. And the more people that engage with you, and they respond what they follow and so on, you get people who would may actually be your audience. So if you think you don't have much people to talk to, there you go. Once you do things like that, you would see persons that that are potential, I don't want to use the word prospects, but potential contacts that you can convert. If they're strangers, you can convert them to family, to friends, and then to family. okay? So what we would do in dealing with, in posting links on social media, first we want to create a social media post. Oh, before I go, what are some of the most popular social media tools? Which social media service should I use, Mike? Many persons use Facebook. Remember again, some people say, I don't use Facebook. Remember, this is a tool. And Facebook, out of all of many of them, of course, many of them have different reaches and different demographics. The different persons who may use Instagram, say Instagram is very popular with a lot of the youth, and Facebook are for more established and some of the older folks as well. But a lot of people are on these services. We can get on these services and we can share. We have, even within the Karat community, we have social media groups that even help people to learn more about the business as well. But anyway, yes, like I come back to that same example with the photography. You can create a post about photography, post on nice pictures or something like that. You see people respond. You can then reach out to some of the persons who respond who also like photography, or you see somebody who you really appreciate the work that they do, and you add them. So that's what FAM stands for. You find somebody who shares an interest with you, then you can add them as a contact, and then you send them a message. Hey, I really like the work that you're doing. Those posts are really fantastic. What sort of camera do you use? You know, something like that. It's basically doing things that we normally do. Here's an interesting thought. How would you like to be paid for using Facebook? How would you like to be paid for using Instagram? This is one way to do it. Once you do some of these processes, you're doing what you normally do, and you engage them to find out a little bit more about them, and you basically befriend them. When you befriend them, over time you can introduce them to your business. Not everybody will join, to be fair, but that is just how the numbers are, right? But then once they do join, you get an income. So you're basically being paid using social media as a tool. Getting paid for using Facebook, getting paid for using Instagram. Wouldn't that be really neat? And I think that is even more important to know. The skills in doing this, it's even more important, especially as many of us are in lockdown, right? So we connect with them. We have a method called form, right? You speak with them, you reach out to them, hey, after you talk about your common interest, your mutual interest, you'll have a little connection. This is where you start to build your friendship. What's your family? How much family members do you have? Yeah, I have 5 members in my family. My dad is 78, whatever the case may be. You just have a conversation about the family, speak about the occupation, what type of job they do, how is it being affected by this lockdown, do you have anything else that you're doing to cover yourself? What are you doing for recreation? What are you doing to pass the time? And what is your motivation? What keeps you going, right? That is one method. There's another method that some people refer to called Lord. It's the same process, because some people are not too open to sharing information about their family with strangers. So there's another acronym that we use. It's called LOAD. That's location, occupation, recreation, and dreams, right? I hope you have a pen or paper and you can write down some of these things. Of course, it's being recorded, so you can always rewind and get this information. But yes, we call it the form or the LOAD approach. If it's the LOAD approach, you say, okay, where are you from? Hey, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. What, you are from Australia? How are things there? You talk to them about the location. And of course, the whole thing, occupation, recreation. Dreams is essentially like motivation. What are the things you would like to do, but you cannot do because of your recreation? And then you ask the question, just curious. If I were to, I'm working on a project and that can actually allow you to experience or achieve some of those dreams. Would you be interested if I were to tell you more about it? Just thought I would ask. If you're not interested, that's fine. Something like that. Very natural, very simple. But just curious, as you're in this lockdown, do you keep your income options open? That's it. You ask a question. You don't just tell them, hey, check out this business I'm working on. No, we have to ask them first if they're interested in finding out more. If they're not interested, it will save you time from all of that explanation that you gave to say, hey, come see about this business. That time and effort could have been used to someone else who was interested to hear. All right? So, yes, we say, I was just curious, are you interested in finding out a way to help you achieve your dreams, whatever the case may be? So this is why it comes after the item, the point number 3. And then once they say, yes, they're interested, then you invite the review of a tool. And the tool here can be a link, which we're going to go through shortly. It can be a link, it can be an invitation to a webinar, or it could be a video, right? Usually the ones we would want to put out would be a video or a link that would, from which they can register. And we're going to be going through a review of several of these tools in a little while at the end of the formal presentation. So we don't just send it out to them, of course. If they say they're interested, yes, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm at home and I don't have anything else to do. Why not? Yes, send me. I'd like to look some information. It's okay, but good. When you're gonna watch it, you can watch it today or tomorrow. You lock them down to a time. You don't just send it out open. Because if you send it out open, you know, they may not ever watch it. Get a little commitment for them. People will be more prone to looking at something if they give you a time by when they'll watch it. So when will you watch it? When can we connect to talk about it? Get that information from them, and when you get that commitment, you send them the link for the tool. Right? The tool can be one of 3 things, as I said. Can be a video, a link to a video of information or website with information. It can be a link to a webinar, such as webinars that are taking place every day. We have webinars with the Synergy Gold Group. We have webinars with Well Builders Worldwide. We have different webinars. Karat Caribbean, we have our webinars as well. Then, of course, we have the third tool, which is really our physical meeting. Well, you don't have physical meetings anymore at this time, but those are the 3 main things. After the meeting, after the review, you follow up with them as promised. And if they have any questions, you can invite one of your senior team leaders, one of your directors, to have a 3-way call with them, answer any questions they have. If they say no, well, that's it. Thank you very much for your time, and continue. If you have a shared interest anyway, you don't have to break the friendship because they say no. But you had an opportunity to share it with them. You can always revisit them at another time. Many persons are coming up to me now and saying, Michael, that whole thing you told me about several years ago, how that going? I was looking at things happening in the world and I'm really, really not comfortable. Because I told the person some years ago, I didn't badger them, but they remembered that I told them something and it stayed with them. So you don't have to badger persons. If they say no, fine, you keep the connection. If they say yes, of course, you let them sign up for free, and then you work on letting them obtain the package, right? So that's the main process to follow. So what links to use? We're going to go through some of that demonstration in a little while. So I'm just going to take a short break to look at the Las Vegas incentive. We are at the 27th of March, and in the midst of all of the news and everything that's happening, we still have an incentive that is going on that persons may overlook. Do you know that by the 31st of March, the Las Vegas incentive will be completing? There is no physical Las Vegas meeting anymore, of course. That meeting has been postponed, but the incentive is still in progress. That by March 31st, persons affiliates, this is who I'm speaking to, who make a lot of sales, they are being tallied based on by incentive points, and persons who get a lot of points can actually earn products. Each product that is sold, we have on sale. For those who may not know, we have classic gold cards. And we know, of course, the price of gold is starting to go up again. I can go into a discussion about the price of gold and all that, but that's for another call, because I will take the rest of the session to talk about that. But suffice it to say that gold always has value, and that value is increasing as we speak. People have had a sell-off of gold in the world market. That was more on the paper gold, that is, or ETFs. Physical gold is in short supply, and you know what happens when things are in short supply. So yes, we have gold available in our back office, so you can actually obtain gold and store it in a vault, and it can remain in the vault at no charge. And if you help persons to purchase that gold, you will get incentive points. These are incentive points or IPs. Each 1 gram is 2 points, 2.5 is 4 points, and so on. People can actually register with business packages and also generate points too. Someone can obtain a phone or a multi-package. Each of these multi-packages, each of them generate incentive points as well. So if, for example, multi-pack 4, you help somebody to purchase a multi-pack 4, that's 50. And then 2 other persons purchase a multi-pack 3. That's 25 each. That's 100 incentive points that would have been generated. So let's see, what do you get when you tally up these incentive points? If you make 50 personal sales or 50 incentive points, you will win a multi-package 2. If you make 100, as in the example I just gave, 100 incentive points in personal sales, you will win a multi-package 3, which is a bronze package. The details of what these packages stand for can be provided in another presentation, or when you register, you will get the training on this. Suffice it to say that each package, bronze or bronze, each status, bronze, silver, gold, VIP, puts you in a bracket to earn additional income. All right, the VIP is the highest level. So if one were to sell 650 IPs in total by the 31st of March, they will actually win a VIP, right? And we have other packages that are coming down here, okay? So I'm gonna end the formal part of the presentation, and we're gonna take a look at take a quick look at different ways or different links persons can use. Karat karatbars.com is one way. We're going to look at 3 or 4 different types of links that persons can share. And I'm also going to look at the system that can give scripts as to how to share this information as well. Some things that you can say, what to say, what not to say, things like that. But first, let me go to karatbars.com. When you log into Karatbars, one of course, what we are seeing now is that, let me just go back to that. Harold Seitz has made available, Harold Seitz is the CEO and founder of Karatbars International. And he has written a book called The Future of Money, in which there's a chapter that explains how to prepare for a crisis. And he has made this available on the website as well, at no cost. Okay, so that's one of the things that we'll encourage persons to read as well. As you're at home, you can go through that chapter. It's really, really interesting and informative. And especially where it speaks about how to preserve your wealth for the longer run. So we log into Karatbars International once you have an account, right? And we're going to take a quick look at how or the type of links that are available to others. When you look at the top, you would see an item called referral links. So quite obvious. Do you find referral links? You go to referral links. Let's go and take a look at these. And there are persons who may say to stick to the same referral link to whoever you send a video to. Now, my approach is a little bit different. I like to be aware of what you get with each link. And based on the person that I'm talking to, I can then determine what is more appropriate. There are some persons who like to get a lot of details, as much details as possible. Some persons who don't have time to go through all of these details, they just want to get a high level understanding, all right? So important thing is that it's not so much to fuss about, oh, I don't have the right link to send, what link. The important thing is to know where to get these links so that you can always copy these and send them. Not only where to get it, as I said, you have your pen and paper ready. You can actually take down and write down these links. Go through them, find the ones that are useful to you, and you can write that down. The first one, the referral link, is the link that people will go to when they're ready to register their business. They want to sign up an account. So if you're going to send a link to somebody for the very first time to find out about the business, that is not what you send. Because if you send it to them, this is what they will see. You send them a link. Hey, you're interested in finding out more? Yes. Okay. When will you watch this? I'll watch it tonight. And you send them this link. This is what they say, a registration form. This gives nothing about, no information about what the business is about. You send this to them all after they have already reviewed the tool to learn about the business. So no, you do not send the first link. All right, the personal shop link, these are for customers who are interested in just purchasing gold. That's all they're interested in, right? You can click on that, and that will take them to your shopping mall, so to speak, to your store, right? To your store, to your shop. And what they can do, they can just log in and they can purchase the gold card. They can purchase the 3D metal card anniversary. They can purchase the gift cards, Christmas cards. They can just purchase, add to cart, just as they do on Amazon. That's all that you can do with the customer. There's no option to register as an affiliate or anything. They just go purchase the products and they leave. That's it. Personal landing link. Our landing page is a page that gives a quick preview, and persons can type in their name and address if they're interested in getting more information. So this is the teaser, and I think we have a little time, so I'm just going to give a quick example of what this looks like. This is the landing page. 1 minute. As you can see, this is really a teaser. It's not even a business overview or anything. It's just a teaser. So persons who say, okay, what's this about? It's just designed to pique interest. What is this plan? Your energy, your trust is all that is necessary. It doesn't say what it is about. So they type in a name, the phone number, email address, and if this is your page that you send to them, they would when they enter this information, you will receive an email, and they will also receive a free 100 euro coupon, which they can apply in the future if they're interested to get a VIP package. They get 100 euros off the cost of a VIP package. So that is one tool that persons can use just to send this landing page alone, but it doesn't tell them anything about Karat bags, right? We have a second landing page link. Well, this is the page that they would go to once they watch that brief teaser video. Notice that one had no audio or anything. So when they enter the information, they would be taken to this page. And from here, they would have the option to create a free account or to continue to shop. If they click on create a free account, they'll be taken to the very first link, which is of course the site to register as a customer or as an affiliate. If they click continue to shop, they will be taken directly to your shop page. But when they come here, they have another video that they can watch. It's time to start with Karat bars. Let's take a quick look at that. It's 3 minutes. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you can easily go through it yourself.
Karat isn't the best company in the world, but it's definitely the best company for the world.
You can imagine McDonald's had changed the world of burger. Steve Jobs had changed the world of technology. Our science is changing the world of gold.
Every person on this planet can save gold and also can make money at the same time.
Right, so you can see that this video is going a little bit into the compensation plan. It tells you already it's about exchanging paper for gold, and it gives it and it has feedback from some international leaders from around the world as well. So just the landing page which comes to this is good for some persons. Some persons are quite satisfied with that. But because of these videos, to be honest, are around for several years, it doesn't really contain information about the ecosystem and the blockchain and the other things that are there. Maybe someone wants a simple introduction to the core of Karat. This is fine. All right, and then from there they can of course register as the case may be. Then we have landing page 1 and 2. These are from Karat Gold actually. Click on this one. Let's see what we get. When you click on the first one, which is landing page 1, you have a landing page 1 and a landing page 2. These are not true landing pages because there's no place for persons to type in their name and address and phone number. But it will take you to this page where you can actually just play. Create your financial freedom with the world's unique gold payment system. When they scroll down, they get a little bit more information about the ecosystem. So this is a little bit more current. And you can just click on register for free. But what is the video that you get when you hit play? Let's see. The 2.5-minute video.
Hello, this is Harold Seitz, visionary and founder of Karat International. The success story of Karat starts in 2011. My idea was to give the mass of the people access to the gold in small units. Based on this idea, we developed a gold-based payment system which gives you the possibility to do online transactions or pay physically with cash gold. Cash gold is a payment node which carries gold bars in itself. To guarantee the highest security and transparency, we decided in 2017 to implement a gold-based cryptocurrency named KBC. Today, the KBC is listed in major crypto exchanges and traded successfully. Where are we now? Our company is established in more than 120 countries in the world. We run and own a successful crypto exchange. We own 2 gold mines with about 400 tons of gold and our own crypto bank with 100 million assets. We invented a new blockchain form as well as an own payment system which accepts our gold and our own and major currency as a payment. This phone operates over our own blockchain with low cost. These costs will be paid in KBC coins. This is only one reason how we create demand with our KBC coin. In total, a complete economy system based on gold. What does this mean for our future? You have now the possibility to join a global player and to participate on its ongoing expansion. Now it's up to you to decide. I would like to invite you with all my heart to write history with us. I wish you all the best and see you soon, your Harold Seitz.
Right. So that was really, really good. It's a very concise overview, and it does make references to the K1 Impulse phone, the ecosystem, the Cash Gold, and it shows the K Merchant and some of the different tools. It doesn't mention anything about the compensation plan, but it is a nice overview of what Karatbars is all about. And yes, it is available in your back office. You go to this is landing page 1, which is not really a landing page, LP1. Karat Gold landing page 2. What's the difference with this one? Some persons use this, and in fact, you would find in the Gold Cash Flow system that you would see this video here from landing page 1 is on the Gold Cash Flow system website on the home page, and then you see a couple other videos there, right? If you were to go on videos to share, the administrators of Gold Cash Flow system actually would have the script that you can copy. You can come to Gold Cash Flow system, you go to item number 2, videos to share. And when you speak to the person, as said before, would you be open to getting more information about this company, whatever? And they say yes. And you get the time frame for them to watch. You can actually copy this, and then you can send it to them. Okay, you right click, and you would copy. And then when you're pasting, you would take out the referrer part with your username. You see it's the lp1kbuniverse.com/referrer equal that. You replace the word your username with your actual username. All right? And you have the link to the GoldStandardWebinar.com, which I will be getting to shortly. But yes, you can actually send them this link. 3-minute video, it's really 2.5 minutes, right? So this is fine. You can send it to them. Or you can just come here, copy this link, and send it to them. You see, in my case, my username is Computer Guy. What's the difference with landing page 2? Well, this should have opened by now. You have more information again. You have the presentation, company presentation. You'll see which video will come up just now, but you would have a lot more information. You have the white paper for the KBC. You have the compensation plan, the open countries, the marketing packages, press information from Cointelegraph, German magazines, and other places that has been mentioned. And you have the roadmap for the development of the coin, stuff like that. So there's a lot of detailed information in landing page 2. Which video is here? Let's see. It's the same one. It's the same one. This video here, which goes...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
It's basically someone reading through the presentation that's in your back office. You'll find this in landing page 2. And this
Welcome to the Karatbars International Product and Business Presentation. The person you received this from is...
Right, so this one is about 20 minutes long. So these are the standard presentations that are available under referral links. Now, the company has also released something that is pretty effective, which you will find on the dashboard. When you go to the dashboard, you go to General, and you go to Dashboard, you'll see something here called Login to K-Booster. K-Booster is more than just a referral link. K-Booster is more than just a landing page. It gives a little bit more information. And I'll show you how. K-Booster is a separate website. It's karatbars-booster.com. So you have to create an account there. But it is linked, of course, to your main Karatbars account. Of course, I've registered already. If you go to the first time, you'll be given the option to register and to choose your language. This here means it's English. And you can go to landing pages. Right? Once you go to landing pages, there's 2 types, one for events and webinars and a general one. The one for events and webinars was not really active right now. We don't have any physical meetings. This was ready to advertise major meetings that are coming up, which are now all under review. However, this landing page here is very interesting. Let me click on it so you can see what it is. This is the K-Booster link, remove debts, create wealth. Now, especially as we're living in a time when, as I said, many persons are concerned about the inflation to come and the amount of debts that they have that they cannot pay off because they've lost their jobs. We want to show them how they can create wealth. You can watch the video. So they get this link. You can click on this, which will take them down here, or they can just scroll down. If you were to click on this, it will scroll down for you. What is the video that they see here? Let's take a look at it together.
Karat Bars International.
Come on.
Founded in 2011, Stuttgart, Germany, by Senator Dr. Harold Seitz. Now active in more than 130 countries with over 600,000 customers and business partners. The company's excellent reputation is reflected by long-term partnerships with global brands including FedEx and MasterCard. The core mission is clear: creating wealth and eliminating debt by making gold affordable and available to everyone. This is achieved with the Karat Bars product line, which so far includes Cash Gold, which is gold in the form of physical notes or digitally with Karat Pay. The K1 phone, the world's first decentralized phone with an integrated payment system. A global network of ATMs to distribute cash gold to the people. Karat Merchant, the revolutionary POS software which can be integrated into any offline or online business and allow them to accept gold as payment. Financial freedom is already being achieved by many of our partners. Be part of this revolution as we bring our products to millions of customers worldwide. Stake your claim. Take part in the 21st century gold rush.
This is even shorter than the one that was there before. It's really amazing, and as it lines up at the end, as it states at the end, they are part of this 21st century gold rush. How many people you think at this time are rushing into gold? There are many. Tell you, persons are calling Michael, tell me more about this gold thing you were telling me about, and so on. This is an entry point. This is an entry point. To watch that video, you get in a nutshell the credibility of the company, the number of persons, the number of affiliates around the world. It is really attractive. This is really professionally done. You want more information, they click on more information. And when they click on more information, they get to enter, similarly, contact number, contact name, email address, and telephone number, and submit. When they submit, you get an email stating, hey, this person has watched that short video and wants to get more information. Okay, you hit submit, and that goes, thank you. Right, and that goes to my email address. I would get an email, and then, of course, since I entered it, it will then take me to the same company presentation.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Karat Bars International Product and Business Presentation.
I can watch the entire presentation, but if I saw enough, I can then click on register now, in which case I will be taken to the sign up page. Or I can click on more information. This is not enough. Let me click on more information and see what happens. Okay, so you get information about your sponsor, sponsor's contact information. You can request that they call you back. Yes, I've watched the video. Can you send me back? And especially if this is on social media, they get to see your contact information. So they can connect with you to find out more about the business. Or they can request that you call them back. Or they can click on register now as well. They also have a couple other videos there. What is this K1 Impulse phone I see people talking about? You get a phone here explaining what it is about here, part 1 and part 2. You get some more information, some other videos. The voice over blockchain phone. This is another introduction to Karat Bars. There's an overview of the Freedom Celebration in Cape Town. You can click on that.
And here we are in beautiful Cape Town, South Africa. You can see this room is filled with people, excitement, but most of all with love. And that's the love of our CEO and founder, Mr. Harold Seitz.
These are all the videos that the person, the contact, who's reviewing the business will get a chance to see a lot more about the business, and that it's all available here. So when they finish looking at these videos, they say, okay, good, I can register directly. Boom, they click register directly, and then they go to your landing page and register, right? Well, of course, I'm already in the system, so this is coming up. But if it was new, it would take them to the landing page. Right, so that's an overview of this. You can then, if you want, you can simply copy this link and then post it on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whoever you're speaking to, so that they can review it. If you find that is a little bit long, you can simply, this is a shorter form, because there's some social media networks that won't allow you to post a long link. So here's a shortened form that you can use for Facebook, Twitter, and there's even links. When you click on these, it will take you directly to those pages, right? So if this, you want to copy it for Facebook, share with Facebook, I click on that, boom, Facebook will open up, and then I will be able to select. Of course, that will take some time to load, but I can choose who to face it with. You can post it on Twitter, boom, you can hit Twitter, the Twitter page will open up, and you can post it on Twitter. So you have links here that will help you directly post to these different social media sites, right? LinkedIn as well. So this is a neat tool. Now what happens when the person signs up, you can look at the table which collates everybody who has clicked on your landing page link. And you can see like this, like I did for both of my email addresses. You can see how much videos they watched, when it is they joined. See here, 28th of March 2020, so that was me just now. And that's because that is the time in Germany at this time. This was the previous time when I was reviewing it from my other link. So you can get some information about them, right? You can see which videos they looked at. Let me see. If I click on that, you can see exactly which videos they looked at. See the Cape Town. I only watched 9% of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I didn't even watch the company presentation, but I saw the full teaser. So you get information about if they did in fact watch the video. How neat is that? You would not normally get that information if you were to just send them a link. Here, if they look at the link, you can actually see if they have been watching your video at all. All right, so it is a pretty neat tool. So I encourage persons to use this K-Booster. Before wrapping up, and I know we're just over 9 o'clock, just close this off. You see here, we make gold accessible and affordable to anyone concerned about the coming inflation. Prepare yourself. While you still can. And boom, I tweet that. And that's out there. Simple tweet, done. Done, that's it. So when then they respond, I can see this starting to fill up, all right? Post to Facebook, that'll be something similar. I can share to news feed. You can send it in a private message to someone. You could share it in a group. Of course, we recommend that you send it to private messages only. You don't just drop a message like this in a group. This will be considered spamming, right? So remember the whole process. You send this link only when you get an invitation from a person to review it. Okay, so I can send a private message. Who am I going to send it to? Watch this. As discussed, and you send it to them, however, whatever you want to write to them. Okay. Not seeing where to type to. Let me send it to Marlon Modest. Right. Well, I've been trying to, for the past 2 years, I was trying to tell him about this business, but he wasn't taking me on. So I think he may get some information. If he checks this out, he may think it's very interesting. Right. So I send that message. Boom. I should have put here, look forward to discussing this with you at our appointed time tomorrow at noon. Right? And I send the message. Okay. Now, in terms of things to say, things to use, we have the Gold Cash Flow system. We have 3-way calling scripts, how to contact persons. which you can use when reaching out to people. This one here is Gold's cash flow system is focusing more on face-to-face and personal phone calls. But we have other places, and I'll just end the call by showing two illustrations of two. BuildersWorldwide.net has a system that they refer to as the map, and you have some good tools there. Okay, so you have personal phone calls. Here's where I spoke about the form. There's a direct question. Let them touch it and so on. When to watch the video, things like that, which is one example. World Builders Worldwide and has another one, and another link that you can also send for persons who may be interested in getting a lot more is the GoldStandardWebinar.com. This Gold Standard Webinar was one that was designed by the Synergy Gold Group. And it is a full presentation. It's a full webinar, actually, which is recorded. You can watch a short intro video here first. Or first, you can choose whether it's English or Spanish. So if you have Spanish-speaking persons, this is an excellent link to send them if you don't know Spanish yourself. Watch the intro video, which is this one. An 8-minute video.
Welcome to Karat Bars International. In 2011, Dr. Harold Constantine Zeitz laid the foundation for his company, Karat Bars International. The mission was for every human being on the planet.
I encourage everyone to go to GoldStandardWebinar.com and watch that short intro video so you can know what you're sharing to persons. When you scroll down, you get more information as well, similarly to what you can do with the Karat Booster at the Karat Gold landing pages, the KB Universe. But here's a lot of other information as well. A lot more details as well too. And you can reserve your spot for an exclusive webinar. So the prospect that you send this to can get more information as well. You don't need to register at the Gold Standard Webinar. If persons are interested in registering, they would need to contact the person who sent them this link. Unlike the K Booster, if they're interested in registering, they can do so directly on the site. Okay, so the Gold Standard Webinar, you can select a day. You can go watch it right now. You can choose another day to watch the video, and they can watch it. There's another video that you can watch. So there's things here to step them through information about Karat Bars. So Gold Standard Webinar is a very good tool. And Wealth Builders Worldwide has what it called a map, which basically you need to log in, which is for free. Wealth Builders has their own website. But they have the presentation that they can send to persons as well, the English presentation, which introduces the person. So you see that the different videos everywhere where you can get a link. This first link here has Harold Zeitz. Yeah, safety rules.
Welcome to Karat Bars International.
Which is great. Okay. So, which links do I use? I say I'm showing you where to find the links, and you can use the one which you believe is beneficial. What I like about the K Booster is that the K Booster allows you to track the persons you send the links to. You can see if they watch the videos, which ones they watched. And it is designed, it is one that is provided by the company. So these are all corporate approved by definition. What I like about the Gold Standard Webinar by Synergy Gold Group is that Synergy Gold Group, Gold Standard Webinar. Is that they can actually watch a webinar and they can watch it in Spanish as well. It is really amazing. You look at the tool, and like I said, not everybody is the same. Once you speak to your persons and they're interested in finding out more, you see which one you will be able to share with them, which one you'll be most comfortable sharing with them. And you send it to them. That's it. The important thing is to share with them. Don't wait and say, oh, let me get the right link. You select what you are comfortable with. Michael is using this one, fine. I may use a particular one because of the persons I know. You use what you you believe is what you understand that you can share, right? So GoldStandardWebinar.com, or you can log into your Karat account, go check out the referral links, or go to the K Booster and you can use those, okay? So that in a nutshell is an overview of the various links that you can use in Karat bars to share the business with others. And we also show that, that especially at this time, with the world economies in a turmoil and topsy-turvy and people are not sure, it is recommended that you take a look at these tools to help share the business with others. All right? So at this time, I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you very much for those who came on, who are watching this video. And I would recommend that you go back to the person who told you about it. If you say, hey, I like how this is going, talk to your team leader. If you're an affiliate, if you're not an affiliate, talk to the person who sent this to you so that you can find out more about the business. And I'll catch you at another time. Look forward to meeting with you again on the next tips and tricks.